Hi guys, Captain Tryhard coming back at you with another video. Today, I'm gonna go in depth on my Monk Elemental Cyclone build. So in this video, I'm gonna go over pretty much in depth on the skill gems, the supports, the build overview, the gear, and at the end, I'm gonna do a map preview of what's going on. Today's video, I'm really excited to show the progress that I've been working on for the last 2.5 weeks. I've been trying to put this build together. I've tried it on multiple different classes, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I have going on today. So let's get started. Right now, we're gonna dive into the synergy and skills. So the whole point of this build is to min-max cold, lightning, and flat physical, okay? And then the second part is you want to focus on as much attack speed as you can. And then the third part is a lot of life leech and mana leech, because this build focuses on attack speed and leech. Surprisingly, yes, I got leech to work pretty well with this build. So for starters, we're going to go with our Whirling Slash. So in the last video, which I'll have linked in the description, I went over how the mechanics of this build works with the Whirling Slashes, as in like, this is your main slash, and this is the slash that you carry. So that from this point on, we're gonna go into the gems. So obviously our one slash is our melee, and our one slash is our AoE. And then after this point, we want to go down to here where the bread and butter is, our cast on freezes. So essentially how this build works is you stack enough flat freeze enough flat cold damage that you can get your cast on freezes off. And the whole synergy behind this build is obviously you're going to need meta energy. And I found that if you hit around 120% energy threshold is like the key point here. It feels really good. About, I'd say every 3 to 4 enemies you're getting a voltaic mark to proc. And you obviously you got to meet a certain freeze threshold, but your goal at this point is to get your meta energy up as fast as you can. And obviously the second cast on freeze isn't needed, but I have a little synergy around this, so you'll see in a little bit. But the main point though, or component for this build is you want as much freeze buildup to cast your to get your cast on freezes proccing as much as you can. And then your second goal is to get as much shock as you can, aka lightning damage, so you can shock and freeze at the same time. The goal is with the second cast on freeze now is I run Profane Ritual is to get power charges, and the reason why is we're running so what we're doing here is we're min-maxing our damage with our Nova here. So what we're doing is every time I get a power charge, voltaic mark is consuming them, which is giving me extra crit damage, which is giving me extra damage essentially. And the only reason why we're doing this is because essentially we would be running an AoE support gem here, but since we are on a monk, we cannot run that because we need it for our AoE Whirling Slash to carry. So this is the best part that I have right now for getting it to mid-max damage-wise with your cast on freezes. The other thing I want to talk about here is if you don't have enough freeze buildup, it won't feel as good. So like right now I'm only around 2 to 7%. That's without rage. So if you sit here and let a rage build up, you want to get your freeze to at least like 8 to 9% is where it starts to feel pretty good with this build. And as you can see, I'm only at 20 stacks, I'm at 8%, and as you can see 25, I hit 9% is like your goal. You want, like, obviously I can get a little bit higher than this, but this is your goal right now because you want to get your freeze up, obviously. And in the ascendancy tree, we go with I am the blizzard, I am the thunder. Obviously this is the perfect nodes to pick for this build. And then I will use Unbound Avatar for when it's filled and I'm doing my mapping, and I'll show you in the preview. But that's pretty much the synergy under the skill gems. Mainly it's just your cast on freezes with your 2 Whirling Slashes. Obviously I got Wind Dancer and Overwhelming Presence, because I'm about to go over the gear now and show you the improvements here. So the reason why we were running Overwhelming Presence is because we were stacking it with Calming Calamity and Alpha's Howl. Now I do know that these are two two of these items are kind of a bit on the pricey side. I spent 42 div on this helmet at the time. It might be a little bit lower, and this was like 3 divine. But these are a must for this build, at least in my opinion. You can play without it, but this really makes the build what the build is. Another thing I want to talk about is the spear. Now the spear might be a little tricky to get. It took me a really long time to get this, and I actually got super lucky. Someone was actually selling something that was upgraded version of what I have here, but or my old spear. This is my new spear that I have now. The goal for this spear is you want as much leech damage. Mana was a little extra there, but the main thing is physical, lightning, and cold. You want those 3, and then obviously attack speed, and then after that part, everything is fine. Because you will be running leech on both your rings, is what is the plan here. And if we go into my whirling slash here, we're all about 29% leech, which actually isn't that bad if you consider that I'm at a 0.20% attack rate, which means obviously you can see I can attack super fast here. So the whole goal around this build is to attack super fast, leech as much mana and HP as you can, face tank everything to the point where the key component of the build will kick in here in a minute. I'll explain, but essentially I'm just trying to give you an idea of the key essentials of the synergy of the build that you need. So just a bunch of cold, flat, lightning. I have running Hawa. We're running Ingenuity for the extra freeze buildup with on the rings. Like I said, the spear might be a little expensive to get, but it's still doable. You can even use Tangle Tongue if you want to, but that's a whole nother pot to get into. But another thing I want to explain is my new finding that I have that has made this build what it is, and that is the support gem. So I found out, might sound a little funny though, but so there's a support gem in the game called Collimation, and essentially how this works is you build combo with this skill. Even if the skill does not build combo whatsoever, this allows you to build combo. But there's a key word here at the very bottom, if you could read it. It says support skills deal more damage per 3% per stack, which is huge because we're never gonna blow the stacks up. So essentially what's gonna happen is we're gonna ramp our DPS with this support gem here, and then this gem here will allow us to go from pack to pack to pack, which is essentially what you need. And then what we'll do is when we get to a boss, we will swap this gem out here just like so, and this will allow us to double our combo chance when we do boss fights. So that is mainly the key component to this fight. You want to try to run these back and forth when you're doing maps. For me, I noticed that it doesn't feel as good running the additional combo hit. You want the 60% slower because this helps with your time. This essentially brings a 4-second combo time to a 6 or 7 second time, which is a little bit more travel time for you to go from pack to pack. And as you can see here, I'm gonna take us to a map and show you what this build is all about. Let's see here, I got a map right here for us. Alright, now let the magic happen. We'll apply our element, and we are off. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, my number 4 Whirling Slash has got 44 stacks, up to 50 now. And that is 3% damage bonus per stack. Now I'm going to activate my Unbound Avatar. We'll do a little breach. We got a little breach action. As you can tell, the cold and lightning synergy works phenomenal with this build. We got great sustain, great movement. We have 122 stacks right now, and we're still ramping. Another breach. Holy. And as you can tell, we have made some pretty good progress on our DPS. I'm pretty proud of this build. I've been working pretty hard the last 2 weeks trying to figure out how to min-max the damage with this build, and so far this is what I've come up with. There is a few negatives to this build though. I will lay this out right now. It is a little squishy, and you can get one tapped very easily. So the whole point of this build is kill them before they kill you. But as you can tell, there's a little bit of mana problem, but obviously since we're running leech, you'll be able to sustain that pretty well. There is some more room for improvement. I haven't really done too much into it. I've just been trying to figure out how to make sure I have sustained damage, and right now I think I'm at a good point now where I can showcase the actual improvement of this build. So yeah, that's the map pretty much. I'm gonna head back out. I will have the max roll posted in the description with it updated. I stream live on Twitch pretty much every day. Pop in, see me, say hello. Got any questions? Leave a comment below. Leave a like if you like the video. If not, well, see you later. Have a good one.